Hi, this is Michael Rony Mullick, and you are watching the Week Ahead show. And let's discuss about the second week of July and the things that you can expect next week. So, before that, just a brief recap of the previous week. So, the last week, things have been looking up for the stock markets, not only in India, but even the global markets as well. So, to put it in perspective, Nifty was up almost 500 points from the week's low to the week's high, and definitely, Bank Nifty doing very well, almost 1700 up points up move in Bank Nifty. So good solid green candles both in Nifty and Bank Nifty looking very good. Even the US markets did not disappoint. US markets were pretty well. They ended firmly in the green on a weekly basis. So that is something good to see. The markets recovering worldwide despite the fears of inflation and upcoming recession. So that is something to keep in mind. And we had two things last week. So one was the FOMC minutes. So in that it was expected that the Federal Reserve will be hiking the interest rate from 50 to 75 basis point, and that was in line with market expectations. So markets did not react at all. And on Friday we had the US jobs data coming in, and it was really good. So the jobs data was more jobs were added than expected. So there was almost the expectation was around 268k, and in fact it came at around 370k. So more than 100,000 jobs more were added. So that is definitely a positive sign for the economy. So US markets ended well. In fact, the markets were higher up all through the last week. So on Friday the markets were slightly stable, or it was consolidating in the US is what we have seen. So if you are looking at the charts, let me open up the charts and show you. So this is the chart for Nifty, and you can see Nifty is let me open up the weekly chart so things will be more clearer. Let me remove the lines. Yes, you can see a clear green candle forming in Nifty. Like I told you, Bank Nifty, same thing, very bullish candle forming again in Bank Nifty as well. And the US markets also ended well in the green last week. And so on Friday the S&P 500 ended 0.08% in the red, so very slight. Nasdaq doing very well. It was up almost 1.4% even on Friday, and Dow Jones was again slightly down by 0.15%. So US markets overall doing really well. It is trying to consolidate at the lower levels and trying to move up. That is definitely a very positive sign for the markets. So coming to SGX Nifty, we have SGX Nifty showing 16,206 as the closing price on Friday, and definitely it is almost flat is what we can say, because the markets over here ended at 16,220, and so that is something good to see. The markets have not reacted negatively or positively as well, so it is stable, so that is good for the markets. Now coming to the next week. So next week we have the TCS has already announced its results Friday post market hours Indian Standard Time. So the results of that would be definitely felt on tomorrow's trade. So tomorrow definitely TCS, what was the expectation? The expectation was 11% increase in net profits, but it came at 5% increase in net profits. So it is lower than expectation, and you can expect a sell-off in the market. So if I open up the chart of TCS and let us see. Okay, the charts of TCS, yes, it was down on Friday by 0.68%. So it seems that some people have already had the information, so it was slightly down, but we definitely have to see what is going to happen tomorrow when it opens up, because it could be either profit booking or short covering or fresh short. So whatever it is, expect some kind of volatility happening in TCS. It ended at 3,265, and definitely the resistance, the support level on the downside is at 3,200. So 3,200 should act as a good support. If that is broken, you can consider going short on TCS tomorrow. So results are negative, there could be selling pressure, and this level, I think a lot of people would be having stop losses. So if it touches 3,200, you can definitely go short with a small stop loss. That can be your intraday plan for tomorrow with TCS. And now coming to other stocks. So we knew that TCS is the first company which has come out with their quarterly results. So next week some companies are there, but mostly they are tech companies: HCL Tech, Mindtree, ACC, and L&T Infotech. So these companies are coming up with their results. So again, not that important, but what is important is HDFC Bank will be coming out with their results on Saturday. So again, coming up with the results on Saturday, that means the markets will be reacting only on the next Monday. So for this week, we can forget about the HDFC Bank results because it is going to be affecting the next Monday. So let's not worry about that for the time being. So some tech companies are going to be coming up with the results. So definitely keep an eye out for the Nifty IT index and also these tech stocks whenever they're coming up with their results. Okay, so apart from the results, we have two more very important data. So let me show you what are those. For that, we need to open up the economic calendar. So let's look up the economic calendar and see what are the events. So Monday, nothing much to see, but Tuesday, 12th of July, post-market hours, 5:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time, we have the data of Indian industrial production that is going to coming, manufacturing production for the month of May that is going to be coming. But out of this, the most important one you should be focusing on is Indian inflation rate for the month of June. So to put it into perspective, last time for the month of May it came at 7.04%, which is more than the comfort zone of the RBI levels. RBI prefers a 4 to 6% level of inflation, but it was already higher by 1.04%. And this time they're expecting a very slightly lower inflation data at 7.03. That is the consensus in the market. So definitely inflation rate coming below 0.7.03 is something interesting. We will be seeing how the markets react to that, but just in case the inflation rate is more than the consensus, the expectation, then we can have some bearish impact on the market. So Tuesday, definitely watch out for the Indian inflation data out of the other data. But come Wednesday, that is the most important day to next week because of the US inflation rate coming in for the month of June. So US inflation rate, it is at 8.6% was the last inflation rate for the month of May, and for the June we have 8.8%. That is 0.2% more than what we had for the month of May. So already in the month of May, 8.6% was way below the expectation of way above the expectation of people, and there was panic selling in the markets. Nasdaq fell more than 10% after the inflation rate in the US came in. So definitely we are expecting even more inflation rate this time, but we are now seeing that the markets have recovered and they are recovering. It's well on its way to recover. So anything below 8.8% will definitely be taken as a positive sign by the markets, and we can definitely expect the markets to rally if that is the case. So definitely keep an eye out for the inflation rate, but in case if it is more than that, then obviously if it is, let's say it comes at 9%, so that is something to be very concerned about. And so inflation rate, and also we'll be having the core inflation rate. So what's the difference between inflation rate and core inflation rate? Let me tell you, the difference is nothing but core inflation rate does not consider food prices and fuel prices. So it came at 0.6% last time. This time the expectation is same 0.6%. So so these two events you should definitely be tracking next Wednesday. And apart from that, I don't think there's much important data. We have the Chinese GDP data coming up on Friday at 7:30 a.m. So that can have slight impact on the Asian market. So maybe you can keep an eye out for that. So mainly Tuesday and Wednesday, you should be closely following the markets. So coming to OI, we have open interest build up on both the sides. So markets are looking stable and slightly bullish because the PCR is at 1.07. So next week we can definitely see some bullish price action in Bank Nifty and Nifty. Both look bullish because a lot of people have actually sold a lot of put options in both Nifty and Bank Nifty. So things are looking bullish. So talking about ranges next week, we can definitely watch out. Let's say the upper range of Nifty can be 16,600 because that is where the moving average is. 100-day moving average is there, and also on the downside we have 16,000 is a round figure level for Nifty, and if that is broken, we can expect the markets to come down to 15,900, because a lot of people will be keeping their stop losses near 16,000. So that is how the markets can come down to 15,900 if 16,000 is broken. So definitely next week, the major level is like the toppest point maybe 16,600, but there are more intermediate resistances. Definitely watch out for 16,258 to 270 zone that can act as a resistance. The next zone you can watch out for is 16,400, and if that is broken, 16,631 is what you can expect. So let us keep our views conservative, because above that we have 16,800. So that is again a major level of resistance, and let's see how the markets react, because Wednesdays is going to be very important. Coming to Bank Nifty looks even more bullish. So Bank Nifty is already touching the 100-day moving average, while Nifty is way below that. So definitely Bank Nifty looks bullish, and so 36,000 is the level you should be definitely watching out for the next week, because the last time on 30th of May and also 3rd of June, markets tried to go above 36,000, but it could not, and then the markets fell drastically. So definitely 36,000 will act as a very strong level of resistance in the market. And on the downside, there are multiple supports. So 35,100 is a support, but 34,800 is a very strong support for Bank Nifty, and we have already discussed about its importance in the multiple post-market shows. So definitely watch for 34,800, and if that is broken, 34,500 is the next level to watch out for. But seeing the bullishness in the market, 34,800 to 36,000 can be a good range for the next week for Bank Nifty. So that is all from my side, and let's see if there's any questions. No, there's no questions right now. So I think so definitely we have discussed the levels, the events, and also the stocks to watch out for the coming week. So let us hope it goes good for everyone, and let us see how tomorrow the Asian markets open, and based on that we will be opening either with a flat opening or a slightly gap up opening. So whatever it is, let us discuss tomorrow morning's pre-market show at 8:30 a.m. in the morning. Until then, have a very good night.